so happy to be here in front of all of you. Social media, because you know I wasn't going to do anything without telling you where you can find me. I want to talk about authenticity and being an authentic Black woman, lawyer, leader. What does that mean? My mother is an immigrant. My father, an immigrant. Jamaica and Barbados, respectively. Anybody? Represent. And my mother often said to me when I was younger, be yourself, because it's okay for you to be yourself, you're fabulous. There's some iteration of that. While she was not a lawyer, she was the first Black woman leader that I knew of. She was my mentor. She was pretty much my everything. And so I've modeled much of who I am and what I do after her and in honor of her. And so this quote, Dr. Seuss, essentially is what I want to be the thesis of what I'm saying to you today, which is that just go ahead and be yourself. I think that's perfect. I couldn't have planned it any more. I don't have lighters or any of that stuff, but I'm just saying to you that it's very smooth under these layers. I am not your lawyer's lawyer. I'm not. I practiced for exactly 6 months. You know how I know that? Because my first boss is on the panel. Exactly 6 months. I realized going into the law that practicing in the traditional way was not what I was supposed to do. That was not my magic. And so authenticity is your magic. And I hope that each of you, either from today or before this or after this and thinking about what you've heard today, will realize that whatever you're doing, you should be incorporating some of your authentic self into it. Because if not, you're cheating out the people who you work for. Within the law, we are very sort of cookie cutter, right? So I knew that today I would see a lot of suits and blazers, right? Pearls, right? Because that's what we do. We have a uniform, right? If you see me in a suit, be clear I'm in an interview. Or someone has died. Someone I didn't like. Just letting you know. Thinking about this topic, and I'm so happy when you're speaking about vision and realization of visions. I visualized sort of this happening, and all of you hearing the brain trust from the women who were behind me, and including myself. But really it was a selfish endeavor because I wanted to hear what they had to say so I could learn. So they tell you, when you want something, make sure that you get it by volunteering or using your leadership to get it. And that's what I did. So, as the leader of the bar, I'm a little bit different than other leaders. Most of them I think I'm probably the only one who has not practiced law. I am not, again, your lawyer's lawyer, but I am your leader's leader. I have vision, I have goals, I have many strengths, but any of you who have ever seen me speak before or heard me or looked at our newsletter or any of those things know that I believe in branding from the core of my body. Taking it back to my mother, she would say to me, Paula, do not embarrass me. I just felt her. She would say that to me. And it was the first real lesson I got about your brand, about how it's important to think about what you say, how you look, and what you do when you go out into this world. And so the title of this is Black Lawyer Leaders, Lessons in Leadership. And the lessons that I've received is this, is that you must always be cognizant of how you're presenting into the world. So everything is a choice. Lipstick, no lipstick, right? Sit here, spread your stuff out or not. Cross your legs or not. Again, if I do that, you should know that something is wrong. Always at the ankle, because I'm from Brooklyn. It's really hard for me to just, anyway. The point is, when you think about who leaders are, and you think about Black women, and you think about the brand of Black women, what comes to mind? Don't say anything. Right? But you know what just came to mind, because bias, right? Because television, right? Because the news, when they cover us. Shade, that was shade. So, be you not concerned about whether black women are leaders, because we are.
Yes.
Because we are a force to be reckoned with. Because despite you may be in a room and feel you're not supposed to be there, imposter syndrome is a real thing. It is, it's a real thing. Jump over it. Why? Because like I told Erica, we got work to do. We do. You see this face? This is my spirit animal. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, yes, Maxine, what did you do for me today? Right? Because we have all had this face. It's when that someone says, oh, that was a great idea, Jim, and you know that just now you said it. Right? Or whatever other micro inequity or macro or large or small has happened to you, you should know that you belong there. Your sass is okay. Your strength is laudable, and you belong. This is a lesson that I've received. So what I know for sure is also this. We are doing way too damn much. That being said, Maxine face and all, right? But look at this. First of all, why does she have a cord on her phone? Anyway, we are doing too much. Some of you are sitting here right now, have your phone, you're drafting emails, you're talking to your kids, you're doing all kinds of things. We're doing a lot. When are we not tired? See, I love an amen moment. But when are we not tired? We're doing too much. So the lessons that I have learned as a leader is this. I am constantly doing way too much. You all have gotten emails from me at 2 o'clock in the morning. Right? Yes? And as a brand manager, I tend not to do that, but I was like, forget it, we're going to talk about this when they get here, so it's fine. They'll learn why I did that. We got to do this. We got to do this. We have to love ourselves. And we have to treat our bodies and our minds as if we deserve to be loved. So as I'm saying this to you, I'm kind of doing what they do in the church, and they just, is there one? It's all of you. We got to do better. And so, if nothing else, I want you to take from this to take care of yourself. Because if you don't, who's going to do the work? The work is going to still be there if you're not here. That's the sad part about it, right? You're like, oh my God, it's not going to get done. Yes, it will. Someone else will do it. It may not be done as well as when you do it. You may be stressed, but it will get done. You have to take care of yourself. So I encourage you to leave now and take a nap. Just kidding, don't go anywhere. Because what I've also learned is that life happens. TED Talks, they tell a story. And I want to tell you a quick story about a lesson that I received in leadership. I have been a chair of a committee at the New York City Bar Association. Shout out to Anesa. And I didn't want to take the role because I was afraid. Imposter syndrome. I was like, oh my God. But I did it. I was pregnant. I had had a child before. I had a child in law school. Don't do it. Anyway, and I was nervous because I didn't think I would have the capacity. Just in terms of if you have a child, it's a lot. They tend to want to eat. Right? So, anyway, my very good friend said to me, I will help you. Don't worry, I will help you. And another leader lesson is you got to have your squad. You have to have your people who are with you. Because they are the ones who will tell you stop messing around and acting crazy, or you right, get out, girl, go, get out. But I thought, listen, I had a baby before. It wasn't easy, but I could do it. And then he was born, and he's gorgeous and beautiful. And then about 9 months later, he got sick and went in the hospital because he had an infection called RSV. No problem. Google it. Everybody gets it. It's fine. You have a little respiratory situation. You'll be all fine. And then, in the hospital, I saw something on his stomach. And I was like, what is this? And they said, don't worry, it's a cyst. Kids get cysts all the time. Cool. All right, I don't know better. The one I had before didn't have one, but I only have 2. And then I saw another cyst on his neck. And I said, this is weird. They said, you know what? When he gets out of the hospital, just take him to his pediatrician. It's fine. So I took him to the pediatrician. Again, he's very gorgeous, easy to look at, thank God. And I went to the pediatrician and she said, you know what, this is fine, it's a cyst, they get them all the time, but let's just send him to get it looked at by a surgeon, just in case, because sometimes the cyst can erupt and it's just not cool. Fine, again, meanwhile, I'm also leading this committee, right? So I'm trying to make sure I got my calendar set, everything is going, because my brand is important to me, because my mama told me don't embarrass her. And then we went to the doctor, and the doctor said, listen, we're going to take them out. We're going to have a mild surgery. Now, my kid at this point is a year old, so I'm like, mild surgery? Excuse me. He belongs to me. But it's fine. I promise you, Paula, it's not cancer. Okay? Cool. Because I'm in trust. I don't want you to try to law for me, and I'm going to doctor for you. Cool. Until a week and a half later, I was going to an event as the chair of the city bar, driving into Midtown. Don't do that either. And my phone rang. And on the phone, it was my husband and another voice. It was the surgeon. So you know a doctor's calling you. They're not calling to be like, hey girl, did you see Love and Hip Hop? No, they want. Something's wrong. So my husband, the best person I know, says, are you driving? I said, yes. He said, pull over. So at that point, tears are streaming down my eye. I don't know what exactly is all happening, but I know it's not good. The doctor says, listen, Paula, I know I told you it wasn't cancer. Your son has neuroblastoma. He has stage 4S neuroblastoma. But it's okay. This is the best kind of cancer he could have. Sorry, sir, what? New phone, who this? It wasn't connecting. I was in tears. I couldn't hear what he was saying. I said, okay, I gotta go. I actually can't have this conversation with you right now. And I go, you know what I did? I went to the meeting, I went to the event, and I acted as if nothing was wrong. And something clicked when I was in the meeting, and I was like, why are you here? But that drive that people are gonna think if I don't show up, or I promise, and I'm a leader, and I have to do these things, that all goes to hell when your son is sick. Thankfully, the doctor was right. It's the best cancer he could have, easily cured with surgery. But one of the scariest, I'm still, as I talk about it, I'm still scared. He's cancer-free, thank God. But let me just tell you something. Every memo, every meeting on your calendar, every other thing does not matter when life happens. So think about that. It's a lesson in leadership that I have, because I shared with someone at that event that this had happened, and she told me, where's your car parked? I was like, girl, I don't know where I put my car. She got in the car with me and drove me home. Delivered me, literally sobbing into my husband's hands. Again, your squad is who you need. And this person wasn't even, she just was like, you should not be here. And she was right. Because we can do it. What can't we do as Black women, period, hard stop, leaders and lawyers? Because the intersectionality of this is not lost on me. We are all these things. I check all the things at one time. I'm not one over the other. I'm all the things. My favorite quote from Audre Lorde: I am deliberate and afraid of nothing. The lesson that I want to leave you with is this. Life is going to happen. Things are going to pile up. Relationships are going to happen. Or not, which is another stress. Girl, that's a whole other TED Talk. The point is that when you are authentic and know who you are, know what drives you, know what's important, know what is important, you can make it. There's nothing that can scare you. Everything you can do. And so I encourage you as Black, lawyer, leaders, women, and those of you who support us, to remember this. You got this. And if you don't, we got you. Thank you so much.